The Good Buddies Anime Podcast is hosted by two rowdy, foul-mouthed American cowboys. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Good Buddies, what's up, and welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Review. I am your good buddy, Roger.
And I am your good buddy, Brandon. And Roger,
Let's start it off at the top.
you got some splaining to do.
Okay, so
So we said, and it was on the episode, we talked about doing Sailor Moon Part 1, Eternal Part 1.
Right,
Netflix,
right.
Netflix show, movie.
I already watched it.
And we had already watched it last week when we recorded the Sunny Boy episode. And then at the end of that episode, we said, yeah, we're going to do Part 1. And then you put on the YouTube video Part 1. And then in the ramble, we did talk. It's like, maybe we should just do 1 and 2.
Yeah, I did say that. However,
We were both a little drunk.
I had been drinking. I don't regularly drink. Here's the thing, is we started that episode where we were both a little tipsy.
Yeah.
And then in between the ramble, I had to pee.
Yep.
So I clapped us out.
Yep.
And then I came back with the rest of that bottle of Slow and Low.
God.
So we drank a little more in the ramble. So I have no recollection of saying that.
You remember any of the...
I do remember it.
Okay.
It just, I think it was just such a passing thing.
So
now,
here's
it wasn't
the
like
thing.
blackout drunk or anything. I was totally fine.
Yeah.
But
It wasn't that bad. You've seen worse.
it was just a passing moment that...
That is true. So here's the thing. I did watch Part 2 and was ready to review Sailor Moon Eternal Part 1 and 2. All 3 hours of it. Roger did not watch Part 2.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard
So here's what...
to... Go ahead.
Brandon's going to give you the score, and then I will just tell you what my score is after that for part 1.
Yeah.
And then in a future ramble, I will let you know what I moved the score to.
Next time.
Yeah.
Next time, maybe. All right. So Roger, what we are going to do, though, is we're going to talk about this movie, and one of us is going to give it a review of recommendation, whether we, their good buddy, our
I'm going
friends,
to be
good buddies,
helpful at least.
think that they are good buddies, should check this show, check out this movie, or 2 movies. And Roger, if it was Boo Boo Stank Garbage, what would I, not you, call that?
You would call it an anime, maybe not.
What if it wasn't the worst?
You'd call it an anime.
This is average, it's fine.
You'd call it an anime, maybe.
It was actually pretty good, though.
My guy, you would think that's an anime, most definitely.
But if it was awesome, Roger, if I really loved it,
Dude, if you loved it so much, to you, it would be animazing.
it would be amazing. And the way we get there is we have a little system. We have 5 different categories. Each of these categories worth a possible 2 stars for a total of a possible 10 stars. That's how math works. And Roger, what is that first category?
The story and setting,
The second
the
category.
characters development,
Number 3, if you please.
the art and animation,
Number 4.
the soundtrack.
And finally, that Good Buddies Wiggle Room, that 5th category, that
Je ne sais quoi.
Roger,
Wow, wow.
Roger, what does that mean?
I do not know what.
I don't know what. So that's how we're going to do it. Let's go on and get to it. Roger, since you did see the first part, why don't you...
I'm really je ne sais quoi on half of this episode.
Yeah, you are. Can you tell me a little bit about the story and setting on this one? Or should I take it? Do you just want
I
me to
can tell
take
you
it?
the story and setting.
Is this our first solo?
So the first episode, the first movie, part 1, starts out. They're at like a fair, and this ship starts flying in from the sky.
They are out to see the solar eclipse.
Yes, the solar eclipse. That's exactly
The
what
moon
it
is eclipsing the sun, and they got their little special glasses so they don't hurt their eyes.
Yeah.
And when they look up, some of them, specifically our characters, this is a Sailor Moon, so Usagi, Chibiusa's there, Mamoru's there. They see this weird celestial ship come down and declare that they are the Dead Dream Circus?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And then shit goes down. Shit
Yeah.
starts going down thereafter.
Yeah, homeboy's on the ground.
Yeah.
He's in pain. Chibiusa's getting a weird vision, and soon after they realize that they can't use their powers. None of the
Yes,
sailors
they cannot
got-
transform.
Yeah, cannot transform.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's their whole thing.
Yeah, and so the story takes place from there.
Mm-hmm. Indeed it does.
It sure does. Brandon, why don't you elaborate? You know what? I'm just gonna accent on this one. You good Buddy Rogers is going to be the accent piece.
So the whole thing with this one...
This is a showcase that you deserve.
You're terrible. So here's the thing. Y'all know I'm a big Sailor Moon fan. I love me some Sailor Moon. Here's the thing that I didn't realize until I consumed a little bit of Sailor Moon media with my girlfriend Haley, is that she remembers way more of it than I do. So she was very helpful in this one.
Yeah.
Because we were both just sitting there like, wait, this looks familiar. Because Sailor Moon Eternal is a continuation of Sailor Moon Crystal. And neither of us have watched Sailor Moon Crystal. Not me, not her, not you. None of us have watched Sailor Moon Crystal. That's one of the few pieces of Sailor Moon media I have not consumed. And it's apparently kind of like basically Sailor Moon getting the Brotherhood treatment, where they did the show years ago, and now they're basically redoing it and more faithful to the manga. So this is an adaptation of the dream arc of the manga, which would be Sailor Moon Super S, which was the 4th season of Sailor Moon, and is a good 38 episodes long. So imagine taking 38 episodes worth of story, or the equivalent in manga, and shoving that into 2 1.5 hour movies for a total of 3 hours of content.
Yeah.
Y'all, it moves fast.
Yeah, it moves at a breakneck pace.
It moves
also
upsettingly fast at times.
Also, yeah, there's not like a whole lot of context for what's going on here.
There is none. If you don't understand, if you don't know anything about Sailor Moon, you are going to be so confused. And let me tell you, this is a little hint at my je ne sais quoi. That's not a bad place to be, because if you know what's up, that's great. If you know, homie. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But if you don't, I think you do what me and Haley did. You put this on and you make it a riff track and you just rip jokes on this thing, because we were having a great time just making jokes about it.
Sailor Moon, for sure, the manga was definitely written in a different time.
Oh, you ain't kidding. And look, here's the thing. A different time, yes. There is a lot of stuff that I understand what's happening. I understand it's relatable. Chibiusa, for example, is a child from the future. She is hanging out with her now still like teen-aged parents. And she's got a crush on her dad. And that's a thing that happens with real kids.
Yeah.
Usually
they want to marry their dad, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why not? It's a thing. There's all, what is it, Electra complex when the daughter wants to marry the dad, Oedipus complex when the kid is into the mom, etc., etc. It's a whole thing. That's not unheard of. Now, when that kid then has a dream about a beautiful Pegasus, a flying horse, hey, that also makes sense.
Yeah, also we're going to have spoilers in this one.
We're going to go full spoil. I'm not doing no non-spoilers here, because this is
treaded ground.
A relatively new movie, but it's based on 2 very old things. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, listen, you're going to have fun anyway.
Yeah.
When the young child has a dream about a beautiful Pegasus, that makes sense. Maybe she also has a crush on the Pegasus. Maybe she kisses the Pegasus. But hang on the lips. But that transforms him into the beautiful man that he is in really. It's like a Frog Prince kind of thing. Yeah. Oh, look at that. He's a dude. He's a more grown dude. He ain't no child. This is a little weird.
It's kind of like it was an adult Pegasus all along.
It's kind of weird. Now, it would only be worse if he had the Millennium Eye. Then it'd be weird.
It would be worse. It'd be worse if they did the thing that they do with lots of horse toys.
Oh no!
For whatever reason, they always put the dick on the toy.
No.
Dude, it is not uncommon.
All right.
For there to be, I will find you one at the store and I will send you a picture.
I ain't seen that on no Little Ponies. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe not My Little Pony, but I'm just saying that would make it worse.
All right, dude. All right. But yes, that basically it starts out there. We do see the other Sailor Scouts, Senshi. You see Mars and Mercury and Jupiter and Venus. Good old Sailor V. Love me a Sailor V. The cats are there. The little baby cat is there. You got Artemis and Luna, and I don't remember the little one's name. I'm sorry. But yeah, they're all there. So this is the one where they end up in the Dead Circus and they have a big showdown with the Amazon Quartet. And then freaking in part 2, you get more with freaking Zirconia and Queen Helena, I believe the name is, etc., etc. And you find out where the origins of the Amazon Quartet and all that good stuff.
There you go.
This dude is just showing me
That's how horse toys were made for a very long time.
Okay, that doesn't even seem anatomically correct for a horse, is all I'm going to say.
Oh, we have them at the store, dude. That's
weird.
how they've been made.
That's weird, not gonna lie. This guy just showed me a plastic horse with a dick. I don't like that.
Why did they do it? Nobody knows.
You know, you got to be accurate.
I guess so.
That's weird. I don't know why you had to bring that up on the Sailor Moon episode, you monster.
I got nothing.
She does
else
kiss
to say.
a horse. Anyway,
It's a unicorn.
friggin' Mamoru gets the COVID.
A very attractive unicorn.
Mamoru gets the COVID. No, he doesn't. He has a weird
Oh,
sickness
no!
where he
I didn't even think of that.
he has like it's like a curse. He's got like a black rose
He's
in
got
his
the
lung or
black
something.
lung, dude.
He's got the black.
You got the black lung.
Look, I'm sorry if anyone out there is a big Sailor Moon fan. Look, me too, but y'all know what it is. This show's weird, and this movie's weird, and I'm gonna make fun of it because it makes me happy.
Yeah, way weirder than I thought it was gonna be.
It's very strange. Look, if you, like I said, if you know, you know, and if you're into it, I think you're gonna have a good time. If you aren't down to clown with some truly strange shit, this ain't for you, baby. Maybe that's a little je ne sais quoi hint for y'all. Anyway, let's go on to the characters in development, shall we?
Okay.
So you got all the inner scouts, you got Sailor Moon, you got Mamoru, Tuxedo Mask, Darien, if you're one of them. Obviously, you know, dubs have different names and whatnot.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about, so the thing moves very quickly. Like I said, this is like 38 episodes worth of show / the equivalent of manga shoved into 2 1.5 hours movies. So there's gonna be, I will say this, they try and for the most part succeed to give you a little taste of everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
It's fairly decently done. You've only seen the first half, and you've seen mostly
Yeah.
the inner scouts.
I saw the scouts for sure.
Yeah. So they have these moments where they have these different like creatures that kind of like, you know, Rita Repulsa style. They take instead of taking a toy and making it a monster, they take an animal, and now this tiger is a sexy man.
And these animals are gay as hell, dude.
They're gay as hell, and I love them. Oh, representation matters, y'all. Yes, they turn into these sexy boys.
Now, is it the trope though where the gay people are evil?
A little bit, but also, hey, listen, I'll talk about this in the ramble.
These
Sometimes you take what you get.
Yeah, they were fucking fabulous.
Fabulous. I did like that one of the characters, the one that interacts with Jupiter, one of the villains, I believe it was the bird, which might have been Eagle Eye.
The last one? Yeah.
Yeah, the last one. Is first of all apparently just non-binary because they only refer to them as they, which I like that. They also have a little shop, and they have a brief moment, spoiler alert, where once they are defeated, their whole thing was that they always wanted to own a shop, they say, and that's their dream. And the whole thing is them taking the Sailor Scouts' dreams and perverting them into nightmares.
Yep.
That's like the whole shtick with this Dark Moon Circus, a Dead Moon Circus, excuse me. And they basically do that, and they break out. Of course they do, and they transform. They get their powers back, and then they fight back, and they win.
Yeah,
the good guy wins. That's not a spoiler.
Exploit the fears and the nightmares.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's a brief moment where you see that villain, this bird character, this now humanoid, sexy bird character, who like when they're defeated just smiles and says, you know, I was forced to do this and everything, but I really hope you do achieve your dream, and I'm glad I got to live mine, if only for a moment. It's a nice little face turn right there.
Yeah, it was like a little genuine moment. Like
it was
like
cute
because you know you think watching it that this character is just bad or whatever. Nothing they're saying is true. However, it was just a cool little moment.
And I'll say this, as breakneck a pace as this thing moves, that is more development for a villain. That is more sympathy for the devil. And you know I love that shit. Than I got from Mugen Train. No offense. Like, I really thought in that Demon Slayer movie that train demon was going to have a little bit of sympathy because they do that with all the other characters.
Yeah.
Never got it. This one, that much. That's all I needed, baby.
Yeah.
That was really nice. Just
Salt Bay.
Just a little Salt Bay. Just kiss. Now, please note, I'm not saying these movies are better than Mugen Train, and we'll get to my scores. But it's a fun time. Some pretty decent development. A lot of the development is, particularly in both movies, is split between Chibiusa, little baby Sailor Moon, Chibi Moon. Mm-hmm. She has a lot of the development. And in the second half with Sailor Saturn, you do actually get to see the outer Senshi characters show up: Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, and Saturn. And I don't want to say a whole bunch about them because you haven't seen it, but they have a fun time. They have a whole thing. Freaking Neptune is as Neptune as she ever was. She's playing the violin and shit. Uranus is daddy. They literally call her Daddy Uranus. It's great. The two of them and Pluto appear to be in just a straight up throuple, raising Saturn, who previously in the series got like turned into a kid or something. I think she like got reincarnated. I can't remember exactly because I, again, didn't watch Crystal, have not had my memory refreshed, but that's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, dog.
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. But I do want to talk about those characters briefly because they hold a special place in my heart because I really enjoy what they do with these characters. So if you're not familiar with like the series or anything, these are like the older characters who basically have, in broad strokes, the same job as the rest of the Sailor Scouts, but they're a little bit older, a little bit wiser, a little bit stronger, and they serve a very important purpose in like the meta of the show. So if I may very briefly say, before when we did a review for Bloom Into You, there was a whole thing with one character who like was struggling with her very gay lesbian feelings and feeling like maybe this is just a phase because every girl she ever fell in love with, like basically it was a phase for them, and then they went, just went and got boyfriends, and she's bummed out about it. And then she meets this older couple, these two women who run a shop, and it shows her, hey, my feelings are valid, they do matter, this is a real thing. And that is the role in a very meta sense that these characters play, because they prove you can do this. You don't have to be whatever society says or conform yourself to a certain role or whatever. You can actually live. You can be how you want to be. You can be with who you want to be with, and you can do it. Yeah, you see that with these, again, older, wiser characters who have managed to pull it off. So I love them. I love these characters.
I gotcha.
Here's the thing about Sailor Moon. I love these characters. And that's about it. Again, not a lot of development to speak of because god damn, they move quick.
Yeah.
There's literally bits in this show where, like, imagine watching Dragon Ball Z. Imagine watching the Cell games, right? And it's like, boom, this guy, Cell just got hit real hard. And then, like, they keep fighting for an episode. Now Cell's winning the fight. And then, they keep fighting for a couple. They go back and forth over, like, a series of episodes. I'm talking 10-minute stretch in part 2 where you see, like, boom, bad guy just absolutely nuked these fools. They're screwed. And then there's, like, literally 2 minutes later, boom, we're back up and we're fighting back. And haha, we're winning them. Boom, they're back down again. It's like, literally, this would have been an entire 4 episodes in 10 minutes. It moves crazy fast. So look, don't go in here looking for no like super deep characterization, but it's in there.
Yeah.
If you stretch it out a little bit and use your imagination. Do you want to talk about the art and animation?
Yeah.
What'd you think about it? Because you got enough of it.
I actually thought that it was pretty good.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's very clean.
Yeah, it's really clean. The characters, they got a noticeable upgrade in animation. I thought they were sparkly and very pretty. I loved all the unique designs of all the different Sailor Scouts.
You love when they get their super forms, Moon and Chibi Moon do, and they have like the rainbow dress.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so cute. The rainbow skirt.
I loved the villains and stuff, the designs of the villains. I thought the show was really well, it was fun to look at.
Yeah.
It kind of oozed that 80-90 cartoon.
It really did, and that's something that really struck me is like I can't remember the last time I was watching something and like, something embarrassing happens and it cuts to like, the cartoonier version of the character going, wah, and their little like feet running back and forth real quick. Shit like that. Like those goofy little moments that happen in the original show and in a bunch of those 80s, 90s animes. They really pepper them in, and it's like, damn, like this is a new thing, and it's hitting me with so much nostalgia.
This is how it made me feel. Is that it made me wish that some of the animes that I liked, more than Sailor Moon. I wish that I would have watched more Sailor Moon.
Sure.
But it made me envious that they haven't got that treatment. It made me envious that there's not a Tenchi Muyo version of this.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Fucking Tenchi Muyo.
I would watch we'd be reviewing it.
Roger, now I don't know, but I heard you were the Tenchi Muyo.
I am in fact the Tenchi Muyo.
Wow, this guy. I'm not gonna pretend I didn't watch Tenchi. I like Tenchi. It was cute. All right.
It's from a different time, dude.
It's a different time. Yeah, okay. So was this one. So it's cool that she kissed that horse.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. How about the music and sound?
I don't actually remember too much of it.
Yeah, there's a little bit. The sparkle sounds, the transformations.
Yeah, I remember the transformation sounds, and even some music that was playing. They all had like different themes,
little themes and stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was cool, but I really didn't remember much of it, and there was like on the out track or whatever, there was nothing that like blew my mind.
Yeah,
there.
I'll be honest, like I don't remember a lot of the music during it either. I remember it being appropriate when there was music.
Yeah.
It's never gonna like, there's no weird ass like shit that doesn't make sense. I will admit that like I'm just a big sucker for that original like dub theme that we had, that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted some of that. But I will say the dub is very good.
It is good.
It's a decent dub. It's quite well done, especially when you compare it to like.
Thank God there was a dub for this, because if I was reading all this and trying to
you would have been lost, homie.
I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, I actually like what I was doing was watching the dub with the subtitles on, and the subtitles are for the Japanese version, so they do not always match up, and some of the stuff they say just truly doesn't make sense at all. But it does in the dub. So there you go.
There you go.
But
That's
yeah,
what it's for.
There's some fun stuff in here, especially again, way better than that original dub that we first got in America, where freaking Serena, as they called her, sounded like her nose was constantly plugged, like that crap. Oh boy. Not to shit on anybody, but come on, you know what it is. Finally, let's move on to that je ne sais quoi. You got anything for me, big guy?
Dude, I thought it was wildly weird, and I thought whenever I suggested part 1 and part 2 because I thought they'd be real softball, real easy, hour and a half watches. If we didn't have much time to do anything, we could at least do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I found myself in the first one. I was like, holy shit, this is a whole lot to absorb.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot.
It is so much, but it's so wild and goofy. And even though I'm gonna give out my score here, and it might seem kind of low, I did not hate this show. I thought it was very strange. I was confused a whole lot. Out of nowhere, the girl kissed a horse.
Yeah.
I was like, and first too, I was like, no context with Chibiusa. I was like, wait.
She's just there?
Are those her parents?
Wait.
Is this supposed to be? And later on, she's like,
I have to go back to the future now.
She's like, I know that I shouldn't love him, and he's my dad. And I was like,
what?
Excuse me?
My boy's confused.
Hey,
you know what? It's the 80s.
You know what? It was a ton of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
So, listen, like I said before, if you know, you know, and if you're into it, you're into it. Have fun. Watch you some Sailor Moon. This is a very good telling of that story. Again, it moves very quickly, perhaps too quickly for you to fully, take in and absorb everything that's happening, but it's a very good telling of this story. Now, that said, if you know and you got a buddy, or if you don't know and you got a buddy, sit down, put this on, crack you open a bottle of wine or a couple of beers, and have you a fun time just talking shit about this ridiculous thing. Because listen, I love me some Sailor Moon, but I will be the first to admit it's fucking ridiculous. I said in last week's episode, there's episodes where they fight a family of sentient beach balls in the original series. Like, this shit is dumb. Some of these attack names are dumb. Fellas, ladies, if you really love your partner, you will give them a Starlight Honeymoon Therapy Kiss, which is a real attack that happens in this show. That is a thing that someone screams as they blast a bad guy. Fucking amazing. Another thing, so I remember seeing before people online talking like, hey, what people don't know, because they don't know. If you know, you know, but if you don't know, people say, wait a minute, there's a Sailor Moon, there's Sailor Venus, Mars, Mercury, all the where's Sailor Earth? Bitch, Tuxedo Mask is Sailor Earth. He's the fucking guy. Obviously, he's got the golden crystal. When you see that golden crystal, it does appear to be a very large bloomin' onion. Are we sure he's not actually this the guardian of the Outback Steakhouse? Cause he looked like he was about to take a bite of that bitch. This show is fucking great. It's dumb as hell. Make you some jokes, have you some fun, put on a riff track. If nothing else, you are going to laugh your ass off because it's fucking absurd. And even when it gets like kind of sad and serious, still pretty fucking funny. Bad guy shows up and you find out her motivation is that she wasn't invited to the like coronation of the child. Wait a minute, so she's literally Maleficent is what you're telling me? God damn, Sailor Moon. What else are we gonna do? It's a good time. The shit's very silly. I'm not gonna say it's dumb. It's very silly. It's very fun. And if you are looking for that deeper meaning, you will find it. And if you're not, you're gonna have a good time anyway.
But it is kind of dumb.
It is kind of dumb. With that, let's get on to these fucking scores.
Okay.
How did you feel about story and setting?
You know what?
Bearing in mind that, again, mine are based on both movies.
Okay, I'll do it. I gave it a 1.
I gave it a 1 as well. Characters and development?
I gave it 1.5.
1.5. Art and animation?
I gave it 1.5.
1.5. We're matching up. Music and sound?
I gave it 1.
I get a 1.5 there. And the je ne sais quoi?
I gave it a 1.
I gave it a 1.5. What does that put you at, big boy?
That puts me at a 6, an animaby.
That's a 7. That's a high animaby, low animos, definitely.
So I wanted to, like once I get the second one, that I want to adjust the score from that.
And I will remember that you have a 6, and I hope to see, hopefully, it move up a little bit. But if it does not, hey man, that's okay.
Yeah. I think you can still have a good time at an animaby. You know what? We don't give out enough animabies.
We don't give out enough animabies. Hey, just for context, previously, when we did Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, I gave it right at an animaby. Mostly because I didn't watch the whole thing and I wasn't giving it a fair shake because I had some opinions and some hangups going into that show. And you know what? When I finished it, I said, you know what? Let's bump that up a couple points. Straight up, it's way better than I thought it was. Perhaps you will have the same. The same.
Now, while I don't
story,
think this is going to have the same cohesive story.
Oh, perhaps not. Perhaps not. He said with a knowing wink.
Give this a shot if you haven't. Just give it a shot.
It's fun. It's a fun time.
You watch it with your kids. It's fun.
Maybe you watch with your kids.
I don't know. Maybe you're not open to them seeing her kiss that horse, but
she does kiss a horse. That is undeniable. It does happen.
Yeah, and then the horse definitely turns into a man.
And
she's like, this man is beautiful.
Wow. Well, Helios.
Oh my goodness, this show is too much.
You know, it's like that close to being a horror movie because we have a beautiful horse, a very alluring creature.
And I didn't even trust this unicorn at first. Or this Pegasus.
This is a very alluring character for a young child, especially a young girl. And he's like, you are the princess I've been searching for. Here, take this magical bell and ring it if you want me to return and help you. It's like, look, if I knew that was happening with my kid, I'd be like, hey, get the fuck away from that weird horse.
I wasn't sure that he was not a bad guy.
That's very close to being a horror movie.
All right, man. What are we doing next week?
Next week, hopefully, I think it's gonna all time out and work out good. We will be doing our quarter yearly, I guess.
Yeah, it'll be fall.
Yeah, this is the fall season. We are doing our tier list for the new fall season 2021, formerly Good Buddy Brandon's Mount Vibe Check. We're going to be breaking them all down. I am watching a whole bunch of these shows, and I'll talk about a couple in the ramble. There's a lot that are pretty fucking decent that honestly, I'm surprised by how many good ones there are. And there's a few that are absolute garbage. And we'll talk about those too. Roger, I think, is going to be taking one show in particular because I know how much he loves Digimon. So there's a new Digimon thing happening, and we're gonna put that on the tier list.
I want to give it the old college try.
We're gonna let the boy take a swing at that one and see how he feels after just one episode. How you feel about it? But next week, look forward to that one. Our fall 2021 tier list for new animes. Obviously, we're ignoring sequel seasons as we often do. And I think most of what we have is either going to be everything's going to be either new or maybe a couple spin-offs like the Digimon thing.
Yeah.
But no sequel season. We don't do sequel seasons usually. And that's the plan for next time. So if you're checking us out on the YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. Click that bell so we can send you notifications. But most importantly, have a wonderful day. We love you guys. But most importantly, click the like button.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to the podcast version of the show where it's all audio, we're going to go straight into the ramble. And you got anything else to say about it, Roger?
Nope.
Well, we will see you then. Thank you so much. Love ya.
Love ya.